Rays and the Athletics. Wrap-up game of the series. But first, let's go to Todd Callis.
Dwayne, we asked the fans a very difficult question in our Rays Interactive poll leading up to the All-Star break. Who is the Rays MVP of the first half of the season? A lot of good choices. And, wow, Zorella, Ben Zobrist garnering 71% of the vote. There you see the rest, how it played out. Carl Crawford getting 10%, Jason Bartlett 12, JP Howe 6, Evan Longoria 1%. Ben Zobrist started the year as a super utility player. When Akinori Uemura got hurt, he became the everyday second baseman. Today playing right field. Second in slugging percentage, third in on-base percentage in the AL. This guy has done it all. Zorella getting the fan vote today. Guys, a big crowd on hand on this Kid Sunday. Back up to you for all the action.
We can't wait to get started. The Rays now with 5 players headed to the All-Star game, including Ben Zobrist. Carlos Pena added earlier in the morning. So Carlos Pena will join Carl Crawford, Evan Longoria, Jason Bartlett, and Zobrist participating in the All-Star team, the All-Star game in St. Louis. Starting lineup for Oakland, Adam Kennedy is going to lead it off, followed by Orlando Cabrera and Scott Hairston in center. Matt Holliday. Nomar Garcia starts at first, followed by Kurt Suzuki DHing. Landon Powell catches. Rajai Davis in right field, and Mark Ellis at second base.
James Shields on the mound for the Rays today. Like to get a little run support today and continue to pitch. He's pitched really well, especially that last start against Toronto. 7 strong innings.
Adam Kennedy goes after the first pitch and hits it back into right. Going to be over the head of Ben Zobrist. He'll play the carom. He's making a good throw to second, but just not in time. And Kennedy starts the ball game with a double on the very first pitch.
Yeah, Shields just trying to get ahead. First pitch actually missed location. He was trying to go down and away. This was down and in. And Kennedy is a low ball hitter. Big time uppercut swing. He engulfed that low ball, and he did over the head of Ben Zobrist and right today.
Kennedy had a big home run in the game last night. Scored a couple of runs and is on with a double his first time up to start this game. And here's Orlando Cabrera. Cabrera hitting .260. Well, ball back to the hill. Now they're going to have the runner caught. Shields to Longoria. Now there's the tag, and into second base goes Cabrera. So they get Kennedy in the rundown. He stayed in the rundown long enough to give Cabrera the chance to move into second.
Well, at least James saved a run. This would have been a base hit up the middle had he not made the play right there, most likely. Did the right thing, try to run the runner back towards second base, but the extra throw enabled Cabrera to get to second base. 18 starts for James Shields. Impressive 122 and 2/3 innings pitched in the first half this year. And a nice low earned run average in the American League, especially at 3.38.
Well, 1 out now with Cabrera, the runner at second. And here's Scott Hairston. Pitch outside, a fastball moving wide. 1-0. Run down went from Shields to Longoria to Bartlett, who put the tag on him. Two and 0. Now the Rays just have not averaged many runs with Shields on the hill. In fact, they've scored an average of 2.61 runs per game for him. Long foul, well foul, and deep. I mean deep. That actually hit in the front row of the upper deck, that Tampa Bay Times party deck up there, and then bounded back down right there in the corner. You got to make that play.
Had him positioned correctly.
That's right.
He defensed him right.
This one is low. 3 balls and a strike. So Shields, who starts the day at 6-6 with the 10th best earned run average in the American League, easily could have 9 or 10 wins.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And had he had 9 or 10 wins, he probably would have been an all-star too.
Ground ball back over the hill, deflected to Bartlett. He can't make the pickup. Into third goes Cabrera, and Hairston is safely aboard. That's going to be an infield hit.
Take a look at the Rays defensively today. Well, Crawford gets a day off against the lefty Anderson. So Gabe Kapler's in left, B.J. Upton in center, and Ben Zobrist a start in right field. Evan Longoria at third, Jason Bartlett at short. Willie Ibar gets a start at second base. Carlos Pena at first, and Michelle Hernandez behind the plate. The defensive alignment review brought to you by Sweet Face Supermarket, where saving you money is our passion. Willie.
And Hernandez doing the catching. Leonardo Navarro, as a result of that foul ball he took last night, not in uniform. John Jaso has been recalled from the minor leagues. Here's Matt Holliday. Pitch is an opening fastball, a strike.
Yeah, Michelle took one Friday night, the game we did, and had to take the mask off and get a breather. And then last night really got one. So he's 2 nights in a row he took one off the mask. And those come back at your mask at about 110, 15 miles an hour. Might come in at 90, goes back about 20 miles more.
High fly ball into right. Zobrist trying to set up. Cabrera tags. Throw to the plate. Going to be in time. He got it! What a throw by Ben Zobrist. He set up in right field and then threw a strike to the plate to cut down Cabrera. And that retires the side. Stamp it with a star. Bottom of the first coming. No score.
What else can he do?
Out there in right field. Put him anywhere you want.
What else can he do, Dwayne?
Here's the Rays starting lineup. Upton in center, followed by Ibar and Longoria. Pena, Zobrist, and Burrell down the middle with Bartlett, Kapler, and Hernandez completing Joe Madden's lineup.
Left-hander.
George Hendrick, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, no.
George Hendrick has said...
Talk about Ben.
he said Zobrist should just play right field. He said he's such a good outfielder. And boy, did he prove George Hendrick right there.
And he hasn't even been out there in quite a while.
Now the first pitch to B.J. Upton. 1 ball, no strikes. There's George Hendrick, the former Cardinal, and he'll be going to the All-Star game right along with the rest of Joe Madden and his staff. 1-1. And of course, George, the first base coach for the Rays.
I think he loves that. I think he loves that play by Ben. Oh. Good evaluation right there by George. Well, the young lefty Brett Anderson, I was going to say, is coming off a 2-hit complete game shutout against the Red Sox 5 days ago. He works fast. Get a good arm.
Foul back. Yeah, we were just a little fired up over that play by Zobrist. Sorry about that, but wow.
How do you not play in right field for, what has it been? Let's see. May 25th was his last start in right field against Cleveland.
And then he'd be in there an inning or two once in a while on a defensive shift. But last start against Cleveland at the end of May. Now ball 3 to B.J. Upton. Well, that was just classic. And, he played the double by Kennedy very well.
He did.
Off the wall and made a play of it at second. And then just set up perfectly on the fly ball there by Holiday, anticipating that play at the plate as he cut down Cabrera.
Yeah, he had time to get his legs underneath him and get the right alignment. It was a high fly ball, and he played it perfectly. For a guy that's been playing in the infield for a couple of months, that was an incredible throw.
And B.J. Upton is out on strikes on a slider in on him. On a 3-2 pitch. That's the first out.
Oakland A's defensively today have Matt Holliday, their usual, and left. Scott Harrison back out there in center. Rajay Davis in right field. Adam Kennedy at third. Orlando Cabrera at shortstop. Mark Ellis at second. Nomar Garciaparra gets to start at first, and Landon Powell gets to start behind the plate. The defensive alignment review brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarket.
One strike to count to Willie Ibar. It's down and away. It's 1-1. Ibar in there at second base with Carl Crawford not in the starting lineup. Anderson, the lefty, out there. Fly ball lifted toward right, not too deep, and Davis is there. 2 gone.
Well, Collar's had such a good season. It's a tough lefty. He's got a really good slider. Not that Carl's hit lefties very well this year anyway. But I'm sure if it's needed, he'll be off the bench at some point. The game is close. Kapler's done a nice job in left, and Ibar's done a nice job whenever he gets a start also. Kapler in left today, normally right.
Longoria takes the pitch down. A ball and no strikes. One ball, 1 strike to count. We are in high definition with that great overhead shot available today. 2 balls and a strike. Now, you mentioned this young lefty, Brett Anderson. He's got a chance to be very, very good. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
He's got a really good slider. He'll mix in his curveball and his fastball, and he'll get it up to 95, 96. And he works fast, repeats his delivery.
Full count now to Evan Longoria. And a base hit the other way for Evan. A 2-out single. He's aboard. Runner at first, 2 outs, and that's going to get Carlos Pena to the plate. Rays fans happy to hear the news that Carlos has been added to the American League All-Star team. Dustin Pedroia of the Red Sox bowed out for family reasons. And so Pena has been selected. So the Rays essentially have their entire infield on the All-Star team. And a bunt attempt is fouled all the way back out of play. Strike 1.
Not a surprise with the bunt right there. Look at that. Named to his first All-Star team, and he's going to compete in the home run derby. I think he's got a good chance to win that.
Well, right now, I guess Inge is going to be in that, and Mauer and Cruz we hear. We'll see how that field works out. shot back into right field. That's got some carry, but not quite enough. And just in front of the track, Davis makes the catch. We're at the end of an inning. No score. Will continue, and we'll tell you more about that as this at bat progresses with Nomar Garciaparra leading off. The pitch is a little low. On Friday, July 31st, Florida hip-hop night here. The Kansas City Royals will be in. So circle that date, July 31st. Garciaparra lifts a high foul. Right side, and Zobrist can't do everything. He tried to catch up to it, but just couldn't get there, and so the count is 1-2. And rock sensation Daughtry Saturday, August 1st, when the Rays celebrate Heroes Night. For more information on the Rays Summer Concert Series presented by Hess Express, visit RaysBaseball.com and get your tickets today. That's Florida, July 31st, Daughtry, August 1st. Wave and a miss. Garciaparra, Suzuki, and then Powell. Two and two the count. Couple of hits in the first inning for Oakland. No runs. There's Kurt Suzuki on deck. A little looper into center, hangs up, and up it is there to make the catch. That's one away.
That's playing shallow right there. Yeah, I thought that was going to drop in even if BJ was shallow, but he's so fluid. Read that ball perfectly. Easy for him to run. Slides.
Here's the designated hitter, Kurt Suzuki. Suzuki's been swinging a good bat. For him, DHing is a day off. The impressive young catcher for Oakland. One ball, no strikes. It's a foul, straight back, going to be out of play. The count goes to 1-1. Top half of inning two. Shoots this one into the seats. A foul ball out of play.
Souvenir. You all right? Hanging in there. No gloves.
That's right. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a liner in the center. That's going to be in for a base hit. BJ tries to cut it off but cannot backhand it. He's trying to hold Suzuki to a single, trying to backhand that ball. And Suzuki winds up at second with a double.
Hey, Suzuki's a good hitter. He can just spray the ball. He takes that outside pitch and just shoots it to left center on a line drive right there.
You know, he's a guy, and it'd be interesting to get your take on this being a catcher, Kevin. You know, catchers first and foremost need to be catchers and need to handle their pitching staff and do all the things that a catcher can do. But I think Suzuki's a guy who, as he learns more about catching and working hitters, I think that's going to make him a better hitter,
help
too.
his hitting. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. He's number one, he's got the type of swing where he uses the field, so that's conducive to hitting for a high average, and he's got a short swing and he doesn't overswing. That was just a meeting the ball 2-strike swing right there. That's all that was, and he squared it up.
1-0 the count to Landon Powell, who takes a big cut, fouls it back. Powell doing the catching today. Switch hitter. One and one to count to him. Wave and a miss. 1 and 2.
There's a good changeup.
I just really think that as a catcher develops, it would logically follow as he calls a good game, you know, that's going to help him if he has the hand-eye coordination that a guy like Suzuki shows that he has, would help him be a better hitter. The same way I believe that I think it's important for pitchers in their development to hit, and I think so many pitchers in the minor leagues don't hit because of the DH. I think it really is a problem.
That's a great point.
And it could accelerate their development as pitchers if they have to stand in the batter's box and try to hit.
A lot of National League pitchers.
Strike 3 call on Powell.
Cutter right there. Nice. 89 inside corner. A lot of National League pitchers I've talked to will tell you exactly that. Especially guys that have come from the American League to the National League. There's a cut action about 3 or 4 inches. Beautiful pitch right there at the knees. Love the overhead shot. Good pitch. And they'll say, I didn't realize how hard it is to hit. If I would have known this, I would have pitched differently in the American League.
Exactly.
I'd have thrown more strikes.
I've had pitchers tell me the same thing, that it's really been an eye-opener with a strike to Davis in their development. You know, I think you get young pitchers who come up and try to make perfect pitches all the time. They're almost on the defensive when they first get to the big leagues because they think they have to be so fine. And if they have to hit a little bit, they understand that there's a problem that a hitter has when he steps in there. I mean, he's got a tough job himself. It's not easy to hit.
You don't have to throw your whole arsenal to every hitter, too. I mean, obviously, if you're facing an Albert Pujols, I mean, you know who that is. It's tough to forget about the name on the back of his jersey, but I see a lot of young guys thinking they have to throw everything they've got at every hitter. You don't need to.
2 balls and a strike.
You know, David Price, I think, in Texas, there's a little bit of that. And then you saw the adjustment he made against Toronto. He didn't even look at the scouting report, which I think really helped him because he forgot about who the good hitters were. He just picked up his catcher and did the job.
Ground ball from Bartlett with the pickup and throw, and that takes care of Oakland. They leave a man. We go to the home half of inning 2. No score.
Be named to the All-Star team. He'll be in the home run derby tomorrow. Dustin Pedroia with a family issue and had to drop out. Paney was so excited, guys. I talked to him. He said he found out around 2 a.m. He was packing until about 3:30 or 4. And then I said, plus it was a tough trip to pack for because it was 2 weeks. And he thought, oh no. He didn't even think about the fact that the Rays are still on the road. So he's only packed for St. Louis. He said, I'm going to have to buy a lot of new clothes on the next road trip. Back to you.
That's pretty good. I like that.
That's why he's getting a cup of coffee. He was up late packing.
Ben Zobrist taking the pitch, and it's a strike. So Carlos Pena.
Cream for the coffee.
Yep. He'll be joining the rest of the Rays infield and Carl Crawford in St. Louis. 1-1. If you make the All-Star team, you should treat yourself to a new wardrobe.
You bet.
Maybe that's what he'll do. Well, ball out of play, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's pretty special, the whole infield going. It's happened a handful of times in the big leagues.
Yeah, the last time
the
0-2 Yankees in the American League, but both you and I were talking about I guess testing our memory bank. Did he go? He did, and Zobrist is out on strikes.
It's slider.
And going back to St. Louis for the All-Star break, the Cardinals in 1964 had the entire infield.
They did.
On the All-Star team.
And couldn't hold up on that slider. He did break him. That's right. It was Bill White, Julian Javier, Dick Grote, and Ken Boyer.
Yep.
I do remember that.
Matt Burrell takes an opening strike. Rays will have Evan Longoria starting. 2. So Longoria, Bartlett, Zobrist, and Pena on the All-Star team, along with Carl Crawford and Joe Madden and his entire staff.
And you know the bullpen for the Rays is first in ERA at 3.32 overall, and I think one guy, and I know Joe couldn't take everybody, but I should mention J.P. Howell, the job he's done in the first half. That's all-star worthy also.
High fly ball deep into left center. Hairston now on the run, and that's going to be over his head off the bottom of the wall, and it's going to be a double for Pat Burrell. Hairston kind of pulled up there. And there's still some question about his ability to play center field every day. They move Ryan Sweeney out of center.
Yeah, you saw Harrison shaking his head. I think he lost the ball again. He lost one Friday night in right center. And he loses this one. 2 of Pat Burrell's high long ones go for doubles. The one Friday night, the same thing. That one was in right center that he lost. This one he lost. He didn't get to the wall. A minor head shake right there by Bob Guerin.
Yeah, Guerin pulled Ryan Sweeney out of the game last night because he didn't run out a pop-up. And he's not in the lineup today. There's a strike. We've seen what Sweeney can do in center field. He's been very good, at least against the Rays out there. A very good center fielder.
Outside of B.J. Upton, he's the best center fielder defensively I've seen in the American League this year.
A strike to Bartlett.
I think B.J. plays an excellent center field. Harrison looks like he's having either trouble with the roof, loses the ball, those high long ones. It's got to be it.
Wave and a miss. Bartlett out on that slider. Came right into him. So a couple of strikeouts here in this inning. He got Upton on a slider in the first, so that's 3 strikeouts, and he used the slider on all of them.
Yeah, Brett told me the other day that he will bring the curveball along around the second or third time around the lineup. More sliders early, fastballs and sliders. If he gets a good feel for the slider, he pretty much stays with it, but he definitely will stay with whatever Kurt Suzuki calls.
And the pitch to Gabe Kapler is a first pitch strike. Well, he's coming off a complete game 2-hit shutout against the Red Sox at Fenway. He really stole the show up there in that game. And the soft liner to short, caught by Cabrera, to retire the side. Rays leave 1 through 2, no score. Baseball blog of the St. Petersburg Times. Every day, Rays beat writers Mark Topkin and Joe Smith bring you thoughtful insight, breaking news, predictions, and more only at TampaBay.com. First pitch, Mark Ellis. Up there, fouls one. That's a strike. Ellis hitting ninth and playing second base for Oakland. Kennedy and Cabrera next. That's a nice pitch. That just ran right away from him. A breaking ball. 0-2.
Looks like the A's want to hit that fastball early in the count before Shields gets into that put-away changeup count. Like that. Good pitch, changeup.
Yeah, it makes you a little defensive. Off this one with a curveball, and the count is 1-2. Outside a bit. Had to shoot the fastball over the corner and just missed, and the count is 2-2.
The overhead shot just missed the outside corner by about 2 inches.
Ground ball for Evan. Longoria's pickup and throw. Ellis is out of there. One gone. If you're traveling and can't catch the Rays, always watch the game on your computer with MLB.tv. It's the ultimate baseball experience, featuring 100 out-of-market games per week live on your computer. Catch those games you missed on demand. Visit RaysBaseball.com, where baseball is always on. Adam Kennedy takes one a little bit wide. Veteran infielder Kennedy playing third base with Mark Ellis back in the lineup at second. 1-1.
He's created some value for himself, hasn't he, Dwayne?
Yes, he has, going forward.
Yeah. 291. He's done a nice job getting a second chance back in the big league. Another chance back in the big leagues, I should say. More than one second chance. Around a while.
1-2. He's always got a pretty good bat. Adam Kennedy spent spring training with the Rays. 2 balls, 2 strikes. homered last night in the 7th inning of that game against the Rays.
A severe uppercutter. That's why you got to pitch him up to try to get him out. He can golf that low ball even down below his knees and get some lift on it.
3 balls, 2 strikes. See another one on 3-2.
Good change up here.
Out, bases empty, 3-2 again. And a little tap to the right side. Ibar handles this one. 2 ground ball outs in the 3rd. Good Cabrera to the plate.
First ball, fastball hitter. They've got a few of them in this lineup. Cabrera's one of them. Gets something straight over the plate that he likes early in the count. He's jumping on it.
Takes a strike on the inside part of the plate.
That straightened him up. I mean, James Smith's location, and it was effective because it straightened Cabrera up. He didn't like the ball inside right there. They were trying to go away on him.
1-1. That might be the way to pitch him. You know, just set him up outside, have him look outside for a fastball, come over that inside corner.
That's it.
1-1 right now.
Yeah, because he can spray the ball around. He hits the gaps. Hits the ball the other way pretty well, goes up the middle. Occasionally he'll turn on a ball. I mean, he has 4 home runs. That's where he goes, yeah.
Now to play down the right side.
Starting to run more too. Bob Garrett had mentioned that they're going to be more proactive in their running game with the addition of Hairston, Cabrera picking his spots down. Rajay Davis getting a start, he can run. He also mentioned how, basically paraphrasing how much he likes the way Joe Madden runs the game. The Rays
2-2.
So many ways the Rays can beat you with power, speed, working the count. The running game is just incredible. 132 stolen bases.
2-2. Fly ball into left. Kepler is there. 1-2-3 go the A's. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Scoreless.
Two-homer game against Steve Traxel. an alum of the same Big West University. Again, this Rays player had his first career 2-homer game against Steve Traxel, an alum of the same Big West University. To look up, you can look up the answer, tweet us. If you're the first one with the correct answer, you win an autographed baseball by that Rays player. Also, guys, you guys can hold up your signs. We're going to be looking around at the best signs. We have Alex and Aaron. Here's our first contestants on Kids Sunday. Little Aaron's got the sign right around her face, and there it says, cross out the A's and go Rays. So we'll be around the stadium looking for all those signs on Kids Sunday, guys.
There'll be a lot of them out there to choose from. That's the case every Sunday. Meanwhile, it's 3-1 to Michelle Hernandez from Brett Anderson. And ball 4. Hernandez draws a leadoff walk. This time the Rays have had the leadoff man on. He's going to get B.J. Upton to the plate. One change Anderson has made since the last time the Rays saw him. He's staying pretty much put on one side of the rubber. He was changing hitter to hitter with his position on the rubber when he pitched against them earlier. The strike Upton.
He's on that far third base side of the rubber. He slightly steps across his body.
0-2 with a foul ball.
I'm sure he feels that gives him a better angle toward the hitters.
Well, and he's used the outside part of the plate a little bit more to right-handed hitters than before. If he commands that with that great slider in, that's a pretty good combination. It's Michelle Hernandez at first. He drew the walk. Strikes.
That'll stand you up. That's a pretty good 2-strike pitch right there.
It was fouled back. Still 1-2 the count to BJ. Edgar Gonzalez throwing in the bullpen as Upton hits a fly ball to deep right, and boy, Davis almost misplayed that one. He had a heck of a time trying to track that one down.
Yeah, he did a little post pattern route there, going to his right and then back. Take a look right here. This ball hit better than maybe Davis thought. He has to make a jump and catch on a track. Otherwise, you're looking at a triple and a run.
Well, Willie Ibar, which is a strike. High fly ball, not overly deep into left. Holiday will come in. Will be the second out. Hernandez remains at first. The Rays saw Anderson here at Tropicana Field back in May, on May the 20th. They scored 4 runs and 6+ innings off him. Pena hit a 2-run homer, and Ibar had homered off him. He had just 4 hits in those 6+ innings. He had 5 strikeouts, didn't walk anybody, and actually picked up his first win against the Rays. He had dropped 4 in a row and then won that game. It was a 7-6 final.
They've got 4 rookies in the rotation, the Oakland A's.
a strike to Longoria.
Now Suzuki went out there to talk to him, and I mentioned earlier that he'll bring that curveball along second time around the lineup, and that's what Suzuki starts off Evan Longoria with. That's the overhand curveball there at 73 miles an hour.
Liner into right. Davis is there to make the catch on this one to retire the side. Rays leave a man through 3, no score. Got you under our wing. The Oakland A's selected this individual number 1 in the 1968 January phase draft. Who would that be? That's our Aflac trivia question. That turned out to be one of the more interesting draft picks of all time. Here's Scott Hairston. Pitch is down. Hairston, Holiday, and Garcia Parra. Shields has allowed 3 hits, no runs, and has picked up a strikeout. 1-1 count. Hairston coming over from San Diego. He was hitting .299 with 10 home runs for the Padres.
It's not easy to do in that ballpark either. Hit for power.
That's a pitcher's deluxe ballpark in San Diego. 2-1. Sweeney had played center field. Hairston getting a good look out there by Oakland. Take the count to 3-1. Rays 4-1 on this current 6-game homestand, sweeping 3 from the Blue Jays. They've divided the first 2 games with Oakland. We'll take the count to 3-2. And after that slow start out of the gate in April, the Rays now 30-14 at home. High pop up, foul ball, and that's going to be out of play.
Well, you'd like to finish this homestand with a series win. You swept Toronto, you come out 5-1, and at least maintain the pace. About 5.5 out coming in with the Red Sox leading the division. Red Sox are up 1-0 in the third against Kansas City.
3-2. And a pop fly. Bartlett out from shortstop, shallow center, and Jason makes the catch. One away. Every Sunday's Family Fun Day presented by the St. Petersburg Times. Get a ticket, Pepsi product, and a snack starting at just $18. Sunday, August 2nd, when the Rays take on the Royals. The first 10,000 kids 14 and under receive a Scott Kazmir bobblehead presented by Pepsi. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com. Holiday fouling one back. That's a strike. Oh boy. One strike to count. And a nice breaking ball for strikeout 2.
Yeah, he's got a good feel for the curveball today. Pretty good flow with that.
The chopper headed to second, and Ibar is there for it to take care of Matt Holliday. 2 up, 2 down here in the 4th. So the bases will be empty with Nomar Garciaparra heading up there. You know, the Rays need a win today to avoid losing the season series to Oakland. The A's lead at 5-4 right now.
They've been tough. They've been really tough. These young pitchers that they have, these young starters, have really done a nice job. They've got a chance.
Ground ball for Bartlett. Yes, they do. Bartlett throws him out. 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the 4th. No score. A question. Aflac, we've got you under our wing. Who did the Oakland A's select #1 overall in the 1968 January phase draft? The answer to that, in a Rays uniform, he's coaching first base, George Hendrick. He was drafted, went to Fremont High School in Los Angeles, and did not play any athletic sports. I guess all sports would be athletic, but didn't play high school sports there, and did not play baseball. And that story is an intricate one, but extremely interesting. Carlos Pena swings and misses. George actually started playing baseball sort of by mistake, and he did it as a favor to a friend of his who lived next door. George really wanted to be an accountant. He was going to go to college and be an accountant.
Oh, like me, we could have gone together.
Yeah, hey, what a firm that would have been. Garciaparra takes care of that ground ball, and Pena is out number one. George's mother. George had a car and a driver's license, and his neighbor had a baseball game and had no way to get there. And George's mother prevailed upon him, as in made him take the neighbor to his baseball game. And once they got there, they didn't have enough players to play. And so they more or less begged him to play. Ground ball off the bat of Zobrist, and he is safe. Cabrera one-hopped it in, and Zobrist beat the play for an infield hit.
Nice effort by Orlando Cabrera. Couldn't get anything on it because his momentum was going up the middle, so he didn't have time to plant or anything. He just threw off balance, tried to one-hop it to Nomar, but it cost him because Ben was hustling down the line. Ben Zobrist right there.
So an infield hit.
Base hit. Well, he's an all-star. Did he get a break there, maybe?
He might have gotten a break. So the Rays have a base runner. So George played that game, and there were some scouts to see other people, and they saw him and started to follow him. Oh, here's a high fly ball off the bat of Pat Burrell. Will it have enough? Back to the wall, and in front of the wall, Holliday makes the catch. A towering fly ball back there, and just a little short of the wall for the out. George actually tried to dissuade the scouts from talking to him, but the A's were very persistent and then made him their number one pick.
Pat wasn't sure himself. He thought maybe it would get out. He hit it so high and long and deep, but he just got underneath it a little bit too much. Couldn't carry out of the ballpark. A couple of good swings by Pat Burrell today, though.
You know, that's the other thing about this club looking at the second half of the season. You know you're going to get more offense out of Pat Burrell.
No doubt.
You just know that.
Yeah, he's swinging better now, much better.
Jason Bartlett. And a one-hopper down to third. Kennedy with a nice pickup and to throw to second in time. And Ellis looks back at Zobrist. I mean, Ellis has had some problems, but that was a clean slide. And here's another look just to reinforce that. We're scoreless through 4. Cool off with the Rays Summer Select 6-pack. You can enjoy savings over individual game prices. Select your own games as low as $57. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com. Here's Kurt Suzuki, the designated hitter today for Oakland. He leads off and sends a fly ball right center. Zobrist is over there to make the catch for the out. I was a little surprised to see Ellis with that reaction on the slide by Zobrist. He's trying to beat the play there, and was well within reach of the bag. That just surprised me a little bit.
I guess because he's gotten hurt by slides before. Ben's not that type of player, that's going to do anything dirty or intense to try to hurt somebody. It's just his hustle. I mean, he hustled to beat the play at first base. At least he got the call. And he's just trying to hustle down to second base and trying to win a ball game.
Landon Powell, the pitch inside. Here's another look, and you can see he's just going in.
Yeah, I think Ellis is the same way. It's not a double play. You're not trying to break up double play here. You're just trying to get to second base. When you get hurt, turning double plays like that, I guess Mark took a little offense to it.
2-0 the count. Ground ball right side and just out of the reach of Ibar. So Powell is aboard with a base hit. Well, we've gone through enough of all that in the last year or so, and certainly losing Akadori Iwamura on what was a hard slide, but a good slide that took him out.
It's aggressive play.
Yeah.
Against Aki. That was an aggressive slide by Zobrist.
And I'll tell you, the slide by Zobrist was really nothing compared to Coughlin's slide into Aki. And it was what it was. Here's Davis now. Pitch down, and that was just a good hard slide by Coughlin that caught Aki. So let's hope that nothing comes of that, because sometimes things do get a little strange.
Well, the intent wasn't there to harm. I mean, that's the thing. What was the intent? It wasn't there to harm anybody. He just going in there aggressively trying to beat the play.
Fly ball lifted into center, and Upton will have a run for this one when he's there and makes the catch. 2 outs.
The other thing is there a chance Ben might have thought it was only 1 out?
That's possible.
Because that's a little bit what that slide looked like to me.
And you are
I got to say.
And you're right about that. You are right about that, and that very well might have been the case. And that might have been what Ellis was thinking about. And you're right. I mean, it did look more like that, and he might have just for a moment thought there was just 1 out. Ellis sends a fly ball into center. That'll be caught by Upton. No runs, ahead, a man left. We go into the bottom of the 5th, scoreless. Threw out Cabrera at the plate, and that threat. It's been Shields and Anderson through the first 4.5 innings of this game. left-hander Brett Anderson. 3 strikeouts to 4, and he's going to be lifted after making 50 pitches. So the young lefty's out of there in favor of Brad Ziegler. So the bullpen's going to take over for Oakland from this point forward.
I think Bob Guerin's going to run this more like a spring training getaway day, get everybody a little bit of work leading up to the All-Star break, because Ziegler normally would be their 8th inning type guy. Getting the ball to Bailey. Ziegler's been in 36 games. Good ERA at 2.95. And Brett Anderson, remember, pitched a 9-inning complete game against the Red Sox. He threw 111 pitches. And I think the A's and Bob Guerin, with the young pitching staff they had, especially Anderson being 21, probably going to try to monitor his innings for the whole season, just like a lot of clubs do with young pitchers.
First pitch to Kapler. He's taking that one all the way inside. 1 ball, no strikes. I mean, there was a little mix-up there between Kapler and Fairchild, I think.
I think so.
Swing and a miss, and the count is 1-1. But from where Ziegler comes with his delivery, that might be the best way to step in there and
take a couple.
Yeah, especially if you're a right-handed hitter.
Well, the other thing too, Ziegler's in here. He's got 3 right-handed hitters he's going to face: Kapler, Michelle Hernandez, and B.J. Upton.
Two and two. So the 21-year-old lefty is out of there. Well, you know, it makes a lot of sense in terms of the idea of monitoring his innings. You know, he had thrown in his first 2 years of pro ball a little over 100 innings in the low hundreds in each of his first 2 years. He's tapped to third. Kapler is out of there, third to first. It's 1 away. Don't forget the St. Petersburg Times. To subscribe, call 877-THE-TIMES or TampaBay.com. Michelle Hernandez takes the pitch, and it's low. 1 ball, no strikes. 2-0. Strike. 2-1. Foul ball, runs the count even at 2-2.
Prior to this start for Brett Anderson, he'd only given up 1 run on 6 hits in 14 in the 3rd innings. He also pitched well against the Tigers.
Down to third, grabbed by Kennedy again. He turns and throws. 2 outs. Well, they gave him at one point an 8-day stretch, and he came back and threw the ball very well after that. His velocity was up, and I think he was pitching today with an extra day as well. But I think they're just going to be careful with him, and as good as he looks,
yeah,
and as young as he is, that's a good thing.
You're looking at 18 in the 3rd innings. He's given up 1 run.
Here's Upton hitting one deep down the line, and that ball is foul. Boy, a golf shot right there down the line and hooked foul.
Yeah, that was a laser beam right there. Dropped the head of the bat right here. Take a look at the overhead shot. Inside corner, he got through that one. Just hooked it a little bit.
Hey, speaking of that, you know, we talked about Carlos being in the home run derby. I think Brandon Inge is going to be his biggest competition.
Yeah, I agree with you. He's had a great year and deserving. I thought Inge was deserving too. Obviously, you want to see Carlos Pena in. Two of the 5 players on the fan vote for the last man. But yeah, it's going to be fun. 2 guys on that last 5 guys vote. Both going to be in the home run contest.
Pitch is wide. Inge having a great year for the Tigers, and he's a guy who can hit a golf ball probably farther than any other big league hitter. So he can hit the ball in batting practice. He can hit it a long way. So to watch Inge and Pena in the home run hitting contest, that might be fun.
You know, and then it might be Mauer, as it all turns out.
Yeah, that's right.
You know,
yeah,
you don't,
never hit home runs
expect.
until this year. Boy, his slugging percentage has gone north. He lofts this one down toward the left field corner. Holliday's going to have room on the track. That retires the side. We're through 5, no score.
Father Ken Holden passed away. Remember when Grant showed us that jersey there that he had specially made for his granddad on that telecast that was going back to Australia? Well, Grant is leaving for bereavement reasons. He'll be back with the team in Kansas City, but his grandfather, who passed away on Monday, will be buried in that very Rays jersey. And Grant said he lived a great life, and he was happy to be able to pass that message along during our telecast. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you for that. Grant had hoped that he would be able to get back home in time. It didn't work out that way, and so that made that message that Grant sent on our telecast when we were going back into Australia even more timely and special. And so we wish Grant safe travels and a quick return. Send our best. You know, it's so great when Grant, with the attitude he had. Grandfather had a great life, enjoyed it, and he's there to celebrate his life now.
Yeah.
1-2 the count to Adam Kennedy. He lifts this one toward right center field, and BJ's there to make the catch. That's the first out, and a nice little run by BJ to gather that one in.
This is why I say he can hit a low pitch. Look where this pitch is. He can golf it with anybody. Talk about golfing right there. That ball was below his knees, probably between the ground and his kneecap. He's always had that type of swing. That's why you got to pitch him up. BJ ran it down.
Orlando Cabrera. The strike on the outside edge. Cabrera hitting .259 right now. Cabrera liked the general location of that pitch, but missed it by plenty.
Looking to break the tie right there, I think, for that swing.
2. And just a bit outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Let's take a look from our overhead camera.
Yep, it was outside. The left-handed batter's box right there hit the line closest to the plate. It's about 6 inches away.
It's fouled up the right side and will be again out of play. Holding the count at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hernandez down to Pena to complete the strikeout, with Pena getting the putout. Second strikeout now for Shields. Baseball's biggest stars go head-to-head for one spectacular night. In the summer's biggest event, Fox brings you every thrilling moment of the 2009 MLB All-Star Game. Coverage begins Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, live from St. Louis at 8 p.m. Eastern, only on Fox. Scott Hairston, the center fielder. Lifts one up the right side. Zobrist over in a hurry, but he's going to run out of room as he went sliding into the sidewall beyond the bullpen. Another great effort by Zobrist, and the fans appreciate that effort.
Yeah, nobody else in the field was moving except Ben. He didn't keep tracking it. And he did have a shot. I mean, he knew it was going to be in there. For too long a run. He didn't take for granted it was out of play, that's for sure.
1-1 the count. Rays trying to win their 49th game of the year. They're in a scoreless game here in the 6th inning. Foul takes the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes.
75 pitches, good ratio, 49 strikes, and he continues to have the good curveball. It's been a good put away pitch for him today. Yeah, there's been a couple of times where Michelle hasn't gone right to the changeup, and James has had to make Michelle go around the sequence, the game calling, and by that time you really don't have the feel for the changeup. So notice that 2 or 3 times today. When he's ready to throw that change, you got to call it immediately.
Little tap right side. Picked up by Pena. Makes the play unassisted, and we go to the bottom half of inning 6. No score.
They've got your tat.
Yeah, they got the tat, so that's good, you know. Got the blue shoes, so it's nice, you know. Fans should enjoy it.
Carl Crawford coming face to face with his own likeness there. I think it was Socrates who said the unexamined life is not worth living. Well, he examined that bobblehead pretty well, didn't he?
Yeah, he knew the earring. I don't wear the earring anymore.
I don't wear. Forget the necklace, forget the earring. 1-1 the count to Willie Ibar as he hits here against Brad Ziegler. And a ground ball back of first and picked up by Garcia Parra with that big mitt. And he makes the play unassisted for the first out. Here's Evan Longoria. He'll lead the Rays contingent of All-Stars into St. Louis as we take a look at the Firestone leaderboard. The Red Sox will have 6 All-Star participants. The Rays 5. That ties them for second with the Phillies. Next come the Tigers with 4. 1-0 the count here to Evan. That's a strike. 1-1 now.
I think that tells you how tough the American League East is. You got a third of the players coming from 2 teams in the American League. 11 between the Red Sox and the Rays.
Pitch is too low. 2-1. There is no question. You know, there was some question as to how tough the AL East was going to stack up in the early part of the year. But boy, here we are in the middle of the season, and the AL East is extremely tough. 2 gone as Longoria rolls out. Carlos Pena on his way to the plate.
This is becoming one of those games where a solo home run might be enough. Might be a 1-0 game or a 2-1 game.
So Pena for 2.
Rays have come close to hitting the ball in the ballpark a couple of times.
Pitch from Ziegler is low. The ball no strikes. Nothing. Here's the Friday night shot off the bat of Carlos Pena. He's American League leading 24 on the year. Took a shot there with that big cut, and the count is 2-1.
And Carlos asking the home plate umpire if that was a strike. It was. It just had pretty good tailing action to it on the outside corner. Tough to pull that ball.
Ziegler has given up just 1 home run this year in a little over 40 innings. The ball is down. Takes the count to 3 balls and a strike. And he walks Carlos Pena. 2-out pass. The Rays have a runner. In fact, Ziegler's given up 3 home runs and a little over 100 innings of big league time. Took him a while to get to the big leagues, but he got there last year with Oakland and pitched well. And now it's Ben Zobrist. Kicks one inside.
It's tough to get through that low pitch because it sinks so much the way he throws with that submarine action. Tough to get it in the air.
Takes the count to 1-1 to Ben.
That's just paint right there. Nice series for Ben. 4 for 8 leading up to the All-Star break. Some nice defensive plays this week too. Also at second, not just the play in right field today.
Ziegler in relief of Anderson. And that's down. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Pin up again for Oakland, so this will be Ziegler's last inning.
Over to first. Pena is back in. Michael Wirtz, he's got a great slider.
He's pitched well this year. Look at that 283 run average.
And a base hit headed in to center field. Stopping at second is Pena. And with 2 outs, the Rays have a little threat underway. Second hit of the day for Zobrist. Here's going to be Pat Burrell with 2 men on and 2 men out.
Yeah, that was a nice at bat by Ben because he had to lay off a tough sinker on the pitch before he singled, and he got one up a little bit that he could get to, and he squirted up nicely into center field for the base hit.
Bob Guerin comes out of the dugout. He has Wirtz ready in the bullpen. You could see a moment ago Kurt Young, the pitching coach, checking with the bullpen using the phone. So we're going to have another pitching change here. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Metro PCS. Unlimit yourself. You're okay with us and by Bluebell Ice Cream. Try their newest flavor, Nutty Chocolate, during National Ice Cream Month. Michael Wirtz, the new pitcher, facing Pat Burrell. And the pitch is in there for a strike. Pat is 1 out of 8 lifetime against Wirtz. He has some very good numbers.
He had 50 strikeouts in 41 1/3 innings.
And a line drive base hit up the left field line. Here comes Pena in to score. Zobrist rounding third. Throw to the plate is not in time. And the Rays lead 2-0. Pat Burrell comes through. He hit a slider and drove it up the left field line to give the Rays the lead 2-0.
3 good at bats today for Pat Burrell and 2 doubles, including this one right here. A little flat cutter, yes. Didn't do a whole lot. And he drilled it. Trying to go down and away. Mislocation. It was flat. Stayed inside the ball, which kept it fair. Ben hustling all the way from first base for the second run. And big double right there to give Shields some runs.
Jason Bartlett takes a pitch in for a strike on that inside corner. So Pat Burrell driving in 2 with his 9th double of the year, his 2nd 2-base hit of the day. Another foul back. That's our Checkers double of the game. Well,
go ahead.
I'll tell you, Wirtz, that slider for Wirtz is the most difficult slider to make contact against.
He's nasty.
But Pat Burrell got one he could handle and lined it up the left field line.
Yeah, league's only hitting 193 off the Wirtz.
There's a little looper up the right side. That's going to drop. Fair ball. Here comes Burrell in to score. The Rays make it a 3-0 game. Pat Burrell scores on the base hit by Bartlett. All of this coming with 2 outs for the Rays.
Just a fastball up right there, and Jason just fights it off and loops it into right field for the Scott replay right there. Another RBI. Pat Burrell scores 3 runs. That's monumental for James Shields. My goodness.
Yeah. It's more than the average for him.
Yeah, he's been averaging a little over 2.5 runs a game is all that Shields has had in run support. And Pat Burrell, that's huge. We were talking about that earlier in the game about Pat, that he is going to have a much better second half. He's been swinging about well, really, this whole homestand. Started with the big home run who beat the Blue Jays.
Yep.
Game winner. Walk-off style.
Now Gabe Gross pinch hits for Kapler. And the pitch to him is upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Bartlett at first, and as you know, he can run. 18 of 19 in the steal department. The Rays have put up 3. It was the 2-out walk to Pena that started this.
Yeah, all with 2 outs. Pena did his usual, worked the count and drew a walk. Ben Zobrist able to lay off some tough sinkers by Ziegler. Then finally got a pitch up him just a little bit. Not even a bad pitch. He's just able to get it up enough where he could put the bat on the ball and get it right back through the middle. And then Burrell off of Michael Wirtz. With the big 2-run double.
Want to know the count? Gross the hitter. Pitch inside. It's 2-0. The right-handed hitter, Michel Hernandez, on deck. Gross takes one upstairs. 3-0. Catches the corner. 3-1. Wirtz was in the game last night. Pitched 1 inning, gave up a hit, and struck out 3. There goes the runner. A swing and a miss. So Bartlett arrives safely without a play. The count goes full. The steal for Bartlett is 19th.
No chance for even a throw on that. That was like a little cutter right there. 3-1. Well, the big late kick, so Suzuki just eats the ball. No chance to throw out Bartlett.
3 balls, 2 strikes. And a wave and a miss. Gross out on strikes. He missed the slider to retire the side. But the Rays come up with a 3-run inning after 2 men had been retired. The double by Burrell chasing home 2. Bartlett's base hit scored Burrell with run number 3. 3-0 Rays after 6. lead now, 3-0. The Rays putting up 3 in the bottom of the 6th. There's a line drive, and it's a base hit headed toward the gap into left center field. Ben Zobrist tracks it down. Upton will play the carom, and it's a leadoff double for Matt Holliday. He's at second with nobody out, and here is Todd Callis.
Dwayne, Jake from Tampa is our winner in our Name That Ray Twitter trivia contest. The answer was Evan Longoria, the Rays all-star third baseman and former third baseman at Long Beach State, hit a first and second inning home run off of Steve Traxel, also a former LBSU pitcher, in an 11-4 Rays victory on May 24, 2008. Make sure you follow us all year long on Twitter. We'll have more of these Name That Ray giveaways throughout the season. Guys, back to you. Oh, by the way, he wins an Evan Longoria autographed baseball. Guys, back to you.
And that's the best part of that. Pitch is high to Nomar Garciaparra. 1 ball and no strikes. Todd is our official emissary to the Twitter land.
Well done, Todd.
Fly ball, center field. Upton is there making the catch. The tag. Holliday's headed to third and is going to beat the throw. 1 out with a man at third. Let's take a look at the changes. Gabe Gross stays on after pinch hitting for Kapler. Goes into right field, and Ben Zobrist moves from right field to left.
I think Ben Zobrist should play all. Well, I don't say 9 positions. You should probably play 8 positions in the All-Star game. Just keep moving him around.
Yep.
Put him behind the plate.
Well,
those guys, they used to do that with sort of Bert
Campaneris and Cesar Tovar.
Cesar Tovar. Steve Lyons did it one year. Even pitched an inning. Played all 9 positions.
It's Kurt Suzuki, the DH. Pitch a little bit outside. The first time the A's have had a man at third base since Cabrera was at third in the first and tried to score on a fly ball. Then Zobrist threw him out. Ground ball, that's headed up the middle, and a base hit into center. Holliday scores, and Oakland is on the board. Suzuki driving in his 36th run. His second hit today. He's 2 for 3.
And that's where he hits the ball up the middle. They were playing him to pull on the infield. Kind of surprised me a little bit. But Suzuki hits the ball up the middle the other way. Especially when they're trying to go in on him. And they got a little two-seamer down. If you throw one up, you have more success. That ball down, he just drops the head on the bat and stays inside it.
Shields touch for a run here in the 7th. Suzuki's at first with 1 out. Landon Powell will be the hitter. Switch hitting catcher, 1 for 2 today. Pitch down and in. 1-0. Rays are going to get some action in their bullpen up the right field line. And Wheeler is already throwing, and Randy Choate appears to be ready to start loosening as well. Wave and a miss. Powell out in front of the changeup, and it's a 1-1 count.
Well, you got a couple of big power guys off the bench too. You've got Giambi and Jack Cust. You can come off the bench, so you got to have a guy like Randy Choate ready.
Count.
Look at Jack Cust on the go.
There's the Rays bullpen with the right-hander and the left-hander. And again, Powell is out in front of the changeup. 1-2.
Yeah, that's a great one right there. They also have Ryan Sweeney off the bench. You got 3 lefties off the bench for the A's. Here's a changeup. That's an excellent pitch. Good arm speed, bottom falls out.
Down and in. Lays off, and the count squares at 2-2. Shields. 1 out into the 7th. The Rays are looking for a little more from their starting pitchers in terms of innings. And we're talking a couple more outs would really help the bullpen situation. The count is full now. It stayed wide. 3-2.
Yeah, that was outside and up. Both definitely outside. A good change up to strike him out.
Suzuki at first with 1 out.
Key to the changeup, you got to make sure it's over the wide of home plate. If it's over the wide of home plate, and even if it's low, hitters will chase it.
At first, backhand is Suzuki. Takes his lead again with 1 out, 3-2. And ball 4, he missed with a fastball away. So Shields gives up his first walk of the game. And it will put 2 men on with 1 out here in the 7th. Hernandez spending a little time with the Rays right-hander. Carlos Pena in for a word from first base. 2 men on, 1 out. Holiday opened with a double. He has scored. Davis will be the hitter. Davis was a late entry into the game last night. Wound up reaching base 3 times, scoring 2 runs, and hitting a 2-run home run. And that's going to be it for Shields as Joe Madden comes out of the dugout. We'll be back with a new pitcher in a moment. The kids call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com. New pitcher is going to be Dan Wheeler taking over for James Shields here. 38th appearance for Wheeler. Interesting matchup here. Wheeler on with Davis due up, but Cuss will come off the bench. Cuss 2 for 15 against Shields, and 2 for 3 against Wheeler.
Well, it's an interesting move. I thought Shields might go one more because you pretty much knew. I mentioned that Cuss and Giambi were off the bench, and you got to go for it when you got a shot. So it's a right move by Bob Guerin. Go for a 3-run home run against the right-hander. Don't let it get to Randy Cho. But Shields has the equalizer because of the changeup. That's one of the reasons those lefties were on the bench today. Because Shields actually gets lefties out better than righties.
So here's Cust with men at first and second. One out. And the shift is on. First pitch, a fastball away.
It puts a lot of pressure on Dan to make sure he just paints and makes good pitches. Because if you make a mistake in the wheelhouse, this guy's all or nothing. It's a 3-run home run.
A walk and a single the first night in. 4 for 4 with a walk last night. 14 home runs. So the A's threatened in the 7th in a 3-1 game. And that pitch didn't miss by much, and he checked in time. Wow. I'll tell you, that's
where was the pitch anyway?
I thought the pitch.
Take a look at the overhead shot. Let's see if it was off. Yeah, it was off.
A little bit off.
All right.
Yep. And a good call by Fairchild.
Let's take a look at the side swing.
It's close. The count's 2-0. Suzuki second, Powell at first. Pitch is down. Fastball. 3 balls, no strikes.
You know that Dan knows that Jack Cust will be swinging 3-0. That's what he's up there for. He's not up there to take a walk. If he gets a fastball to hit right here, he'll come out of his shoes.
A 3-0 count. And there's a strike. Down around the knees.
And it had to be. That was a good pitch. Painted it.
3-1. Holiday opened with a double. He has scored. The 3-1 pitch. And a liner into right center field. That's in for a base hit. Upton with the pickup. A run will score. That's going to make it a 3-2 game. Powell goes to third as Cust singles in the run. The run charged to Shields. Now it's 3-2.
Fastball, and boy, he tried to lift it. You got a pitch he can get extended on. He tried to lift it out of the ballpark. Did get it into right center for an RBI single. And that's what we were talking about. The matchup just didn't really fit.
Yeah, Cust now 3 out of 4 against Wheeler. It was, as we mentioned, 2 for 15 against Shields. And I'm kind of with you that changeup was the equalizer. So here's Ellis, and he can be tough in these situations. A bouncing ball, shortstop. Bartlett to high bar 1, throw to first, not in time. And now the game is tied. So they get the ground ball from Ellis, but just not hard enough as Powell scores. And it's a 3-3 game.
Yeah, not hit hard enough at all. If Evan could have cut it off, possibly a 5-4-3 double play. But once it got to Bartlett, the runner had a chance. Jack Cust had a chance to just take out Willie Ibar at second, so Willie couldn't get anything on the ball.
Adam Kennedy is going to be the hitter. And Madden comes out to make another call to the bullpen with Ellis at first and 2 gone. We'll be back in a moment. making his 25th appearance, and he is on to face Adam Kennedy, who hit one out against him last night. Ellis at first. The pitch is wide.
The home run last night you're talking about was a fastball. Kennedy hits it out of the ballpark. Now, if he gets that good slider over, you get Kennedy, but he is a low ball hitter, so you got a low ball pitcher and a low ball hitter. Just got to make sure you throw the slider and make paint on the outside corner. He tried to do.
He missed with it. He's now behind 2-0. Ellis at first. There's a strike. 2-1. Kennedy doubled to start the game. That was off Shields. Since then he's grounded out and flied out. To the first. Ellis is back in. Ellis on the fielder's choice, got the tying run home. Of course, Cust at second. And that's wide. 3 balls and a strike. Chad Bradford is now working in the Rays bullpen. Fly ball, short center, up and in. Bartlett out. It's going to fall between the two of them. Into third base goes Ellis. That'll be a base hit for Kennedy.
Well, Kennedy gets through this low ball. I mean, he popped it up, but he did drop it into center field. Nice effort by Bartlett. I mean, just BJ was in no man's land. He couldn't get to that one.
So Madden out to make another pitching change. Orlando Cabrera is due up. We'll be back with a new pitcher in a moment. Get the Canes today. So Chad Bradford, the new pitcher. Bradford is their 4th of the inning. He inherits runners at first and third. Ellis at third and Kennedy over at first. 8th appearance here for Bradford. No record with a hold and an earned run average of 3.
Hey, I mean, this shouldn't be a game where you have to use all these relievers in the 7th inning. I mean, 3-run lead. You got the Oakland A's swinging at the first pitch. It was a big walk to Powell. That was a key guy, but it's tough to have to use your whole bullpen here in the 7th inning. And the matchups really, Shields, unless Shields was tired, I don't know that he was. The pitch count wasn't that high. It was just a better matchup to have Shields face Rajay Davis.
Here's Cabrera against Bradford. The pitch is up. 1 ball, no strikes. Rays with 3 in the 6th, and Oakland with 3 in the 7th. And a base hit into right. That will score the go-ahead run. Kennedy goes to second as Ellis crosses the plate. And now it's a 4-3 game. So Cabrera picks up a big base hit.
Yeah, Bradford just gets this ball up. It's straight. Not a whole lot of sink to it at all. Cabrera hits the ball that way. We've been talking about that. He likes that fastball up out over the plate. He got one. The other thing it does, as well as Shields was throwing, it wakes the other team up too. They say, hey, good, get him out of there. You don't have to worry about that changeup or the curveball.
Now Scott Hairston. Hairston, the 9th hitter to come to the plate for Oakland in the 7th. Ball foul up the right side. Hairston 2 of 2 against Bradford. Foul third base side. 0-2. Game was scoreless, 2-5. Rays put 3 up in the 6th. The A's have 4 in the 7th. Harrison's out on strikes to retire the side. Oakland takes the lead 4-3. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Well, the Rays have to go back to work. They're down by a run. Oakland with a 4-run top half the 7th. First Rays game. Take a look at the standings. Our Toyota trend. Boston leading New York by 2. The Rays by 5.5. And in the wild card, the Yankees lead there. 2.5 up on Texas and 3.5 in front of the Rays. So the Rays, as we head up to the All-Star break, definitely within striking distance. This would be a very good one to take, however. They're down by a run as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Ryan Sweeney has entered the game in right field.
Well, I thought Bob Guerin, he played his card at the right time. He had one big bullet, and that was Cuss. He got the matchup he wanted, and it worked out for him. And that's good managing. You got one shot to get back in the game. It was in the 7th inning with men on base. Forced Stan Wheeler to have to throw strikes. Nowhere really to put them, and he dropped a single in the right field, and that opened it up for Kennedy and Cabrera to give the A's a lead.
So here's Michel Hernandez against Michael Wirtz. The pitch is a ball. The Rays got to Wirtz. He was charged with 1 run and a couple hits in the 3-run 6th. Pitch is down, 2-0. Shields charged with 3 runs. The other run charged to Wheeler. And a strike call, 2-1.
One of the strengths of the A's too is their bullpen. 3.97 ERA.
2-2, wave and a miss. Foul. Upton next. Then Ibar. Ground ball headed toward the middle. Cabrera's got it. Makes the play to first. And Garcia Power cannot cleanly scoop it. So Hernandez is aboard to open the bottom of the 7th.
That should be a base hit. Cabrera goes up the middle again. Has to do it on the run just to get rid of it. Bobbled it a bit as he tried to get a grip. Had no more picked it. They would have got Michel Hernandez. But Michel's busting his tail, knowing it's going to be a tough play for Orlando, and that hustle paid off.
So Hernandez aboard. B.J. Upton. Pitch is down. Ball, no strikes. Upton 0 for 3. Pitch misses. 2-0.
Quite the same command we've seen from Michael Wirtz today. That'll prompt a move out of the bullpen, going behind out of the bench here by Kurt Young, pitching coach.
Well, the Rays got to him. Pat Burrell doubled up the left field line. I mean, normally when this guy's right, it's hard to touch his slider.
Yeah, it's been a little bit flat today.
Pat doubled in a couple runs. Bartlett looped a base hit to chase in a run. Hernandez has opened the bottom of the 7th with the infield hit. BJ's ahead in the count, 2-0. for it to make the catch. And that is the first out in the 7th.
Well, you got a pitch to hit, too. And you get off the end of the bat a little bit. 2-0 fastball. Look at that. Oh, boy. Just missed it. Just missed it. He knows it. He knows he got one in his wheelhouse. That's when he'd say, I'd love to have that one back.
There's Willie Ibar. Takes the pitch down. 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, Wirtz's fastball command is affecting his other pitches today because he's just not able to get ahead of the count with a fastball to set up that slider.
Willie takes a strike.
Come on, Willie.
1-1 now. Foul ball puts Willie down on the count, 1-2. Breslau, the left-hander, throwing in the bullpen for Oakland. Willie's never had a hit against Wirtz. He's 0 for 5 against him.
Breslau's getting ready for Carlos Pena.
Swing and a miss. Well, he got ahead 1-2 and came in with a slider and struck him out.
Yep. He was able to come back after behind a count 1-0 through a couple of cutters and sliders and to get ahead 1-2, and then he was able to drop it in the dirt right here for the strikeout.
Evan 1 for 3 in this game. He takes a fastball for a strike. Pena, he would be next. 2 outs right now with a runner at first. One and one. And a strike the count to Evan.
Yeah, this would be it for Michael Wirtz too. He's got to be a little bit taxed after striking out 3 in last night's game and coming back in the day game here and going a couple of innings. He's had to work pretty hard.
2-1, and that takes the count to 2-2. That swing and a miss slider. Runner takes off and a foul tipped strikeout into the mitt of Powell to retire the side. We're through 7. 4-3 Oakland.
Here, pointed towards that way. Wanted Carl Crawford for stealing 44 bases, one of the most wanted. And who's the Pirates' favorite baseball player? Carl Crawford. Good job, Colbin and Alyssa. And then this is maybe the longest son. We are loving our longo. It's taking up the entire section, guys. So, who made it, Melissa? Carissa, congratulations. This is the largest of the signs so far. So they're loving our longo, but they have to roll it up so people can watch the game. But thank you very much. Good job. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you, Todd. A base hit for Matt Holliday to open the 8th. It's his second of the day. J.P. Howell, the new Rays pitcher. Nomar Garciaparra at the plate. Pitch inside. 1-0. Oakland last night scored 4 in the 7th and 3 in the 8th to post a 7-2 win tonight, or this afternoon. They put up 4 in the 7th to take a 4-3 lead. The strike to Garciaparra. It's 1-1. Hopper, right side, foul ball, and Carlos Pena has a play. So that'll be the first out here in the 8th. Time for the Stay in the Game hold of the day, brought to you by Just for Men Hair Color. Balfour with 11, Wheeler with 9 holds to lead the bullpen. Just as middle relievers keep their teams in the game, you too can stay in the game with Just for Men Hair Color. Kurt Suzuki. He drove in a run in the 4-run 7th. Runner takes off. The pitch is a strike, and the throw just about in time. Boy, I'll tell you, Hernandez threw a strike to the bag after Holliday got a great jump.
I didn't think he had a chance, Dwayne, to get Holliday. That was a tremendous jump. First move off the lefty. That's when Holliday took off. Quick release.
They got him.
He got him. He was out.
Man, he's out.
He's out. He stood right into the tag on the knee.
I thought they had him.
Well, that's the 5th umpire blown call on the bases we've seen this homestand.
I mean, he was absolutely out at second base. Wow. Well, that's unfortunate.
Well, that's Bob Davidson. Look at that. How much is he out by? About a foot?
Boy,
terrible call by Bob Davidson. Terrible.
So now Holliday's in scoring position. 1 strike to count to Suzuki. And a liner into left. 1 hop to Zobrist. Holliday's headed to the plate. He will score ahead of the relay. And into second base goes Suzuki. And now it's 5-3. A base hit and a run batted in. Suzuki moves into second base with his second run batted in of the day.
We'll charge that one to Bob Davidson because Holliday was out. And that's a big run. 2-run lead with the A's bullpen. He's got a good bullpen. That's a huge run right there. They had to cut the ball off, and they had no chance. Ben Zobrist getting the ball to Longoria on a hop.
Well, here's Powell. Yeah, and what that missed call does, it gives the A's an opportunity for a bigger inning.
Yeah.
Because if that's a base hit with 2 outs, it's only a base hit. You'd have a runner at first with 2 outs and no runs home. Instead, they've got 1 out with a run home and another man in scoring position. I mean, that's a crucial call to miss in the 8th inning of a 1-run ball game.
Well, and he was right in good position too, Bob Davidson. I don't know how you missed that.
Boy, oh boy.
It's not like it was bang bang. It was right there. I mean, it was got him by a foot.
2. 1-2 now. So it's 5-3 Oakland. In the dirt, blocked by Hernandez. The count is 2-2.
Michelle made a nice throw too. It didn't look like he was going to have a chance, and I hope that's not why Bob Davidson missed it. The anticipation, he can't anticipate it.
Yeah, I mean, the guy makes a great throw, throws him out. The 2-2. This one is down a little bit. Powell started to go and check, so the count is full. Pitch. Broken bat and a foul ball. The bat winds up down toward the third base spot, just where Longoria left as he chased that foul ball. We'll see another 3-2 pitch.
Maple bats are two-tone. That's another one of those maples exploding. Dangerous jagged end there. Landed right where Longoria was standing.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a cracked maple bat. That's a broken bat.
Yeah, it has that jagged end. I mean, that sharp end, the way it breaks like that, it doesn't just crack. Look at that handle.
3-2. Strike 3 call. And Powell already committed out in front. Got him looking.
That's strike 3. That's paint right there by JP.
That'll bring up Ryan Sweeney. Pitch is a strike. Down a bit, and it's 1-1. It's a broken bat, a foul ball, 1-2. You know, as the inning plays out, that missed call at second base has absolutely cost the Rays a run, because the inning would be over by now, and there would have been a man left at first.
That's right. That's exactly right. And more pitches for JP Howland. He'd like to keep the game. The reason JP came in the 8th inning is try to keep the game right there at the All-Star break coming up. He could go 2. But now the Rays have to have 3 to win.
Andrew Bailey down there in that bullpen. He's done a great job for him. Sweeney, a ground ball. That's headed toward the middle, and a base hit into center. Upton with a pickup, but there will be no play as Suzuki crosses the plate. Sweeney drives in a run, and that makes it now a 6-3 ball game.
Now they have to have 4 to win. Ball's down. It's just contact mode right there by Sweeney. She just found a hole. Good pitch by JP. One blown call turned out to be a huge inning for the Oakland A's.
Yeah, it is indeed. Here's Mark Ellis. Pitch high. 1 ball, no strikes. Ellis had a run home with a fielder's choice ground ball. Actually 0 for 3, but drove in one of the 4 runs in the 7th. Foul back. 1-1. Isn't tasting all that good right now for the Rays.
Well, I mean, what a momentum switch. Shields was looking so good. You get 3 runs for him, which is more than the club has averaged for James Shields, and James can't hold it. The walk to Landon Powell turned out to be huge. And he comes out with a no decision, but having used all those relievers in the 7th. The matchups weren't real good.
2-1, runner takes off. The pitch is a strike, and the throw. He's out this time.
Was he sure?
Yeah, he acted as if he didn't want to call him out, but he's out. The missed call cost the Rays 2. It's 6-3 Oakland. For the Rays and for Bob Davidson at second base.
Yeah, look at this. I mean, Sweeney's actually safe. He gets his foot in there before the tag. So Bob Davidson was 0 for 2 last inning. The one that he should have called out ends up costing the Rays a couple of runs. And this one, Sweeney was actually in there. That's why Sweeney's arguing. Take a look at this. This is the one that was out. Look at that. I mean, there's the foot. You can see the tag on the right knee of Holiday. And that costs the Rays 2 runs by him sealing second base and getting the call from Bob Davidson on a sure out.
Well, it turns a 1-run game into a 3-run game. So the Rays come into hit in the bottom of the 8th.
I mean, we all try to do our best. We're all human, but my goodness, you got to do better than that. You wanted to be an umpire in the big leagues. You know, I mean,
yeah,
you got one job at second base to do.
I mean, you've got at least one team contending here late in the game, and it's a 1-run game.
Wow.
1-0 the count here to Carlos Pena with Craig Breslow on the mound.
You're right on top of the play. It's not like you need instant replay on those.
Pena fouls it back. It's out of play, and the count is 1-1. So between some difficult matchups for the Rays and those pitching changes in the 7th and then those calls in the 8th, it has put a damper on things here in the last couple innings.
Total momentum change, and this is a game that Shields should have actually been able to throw a complete game.
Slow to Pena.
You got to take that 3-run lead too and go right back out there and put a 0 up there. I mean, you were in such a good rhythm. You got to take those 3 runs and say, hey, thanks, fellas. I got it the rest of the way. And even, walking Landon Powell, at worst he was the tying run. That's what really hurt. It forced Joe Madden to say, well, I don't want Shields to get a loss. A no decision at worst. He's pitched so well.
Yeah, but it's got to be bigger than whether you're trying to protect the starting pitcher from getting a loss. I don't know if that's the case.
I don't know if that is either, but I'm just saying some managers will think that way. It's been such a tough first half for wins for Shields.
A high pop foul down the left side. Is it going to be playable? It is. But that play's not made as Cabrera was over there trying to track it down.
Yeah, a long way to go with the shift. He kept looking into the stands trying to track it. And had a little hesitation a couple times as he looked toward the stands to see where he was.
So the count is full. And ball 4. So Pena's aboard. Morin to face him. Second time that Pena's walked. Bob Guerin comes out. Ben Zobrist is due up. So Guerin's going to go to the bullpen again, and Bailey, who's been so good for them, will get the call. We'll be right back. Florida wants you to be tobacco-free. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com for more information. By Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. Rays have some ground to make up here as they hit in the bottom of the 8th inning. Andrew Bailey, the new pitcher, and he's been very good.
Yeah, their closer. Look at the strikeouts, 59 and 49 and 2/3 innings. ERA is under 2. He's got 9 saves, but the big thing, the opponent's batting average against 175.
First pitch, a fastball popped up foul. That's going to be out of play. 1 strike the count to Ben Zobrist.
Andrew Bailey is on the All-Star team for the American League. He's deserving. Overtaking the closer's role for Ziegler. Saw that happen the last time the A's were in town here.
Ground ball down to first. Garcia-Parra to second. No throw back to first. So they get the force. Garcia-Parra to Cabrera. Zobrist aboard with 1 out for Pat Burrell. Pat 2 for 3, 2 doubles and a couple runs batted in with a run scored. Also a fly ball, long fly ball to left to the warning track. Strike 1.
Pat's got to feel good about how he swung the bat this week and use that as a springboard for post All-Star break, second half. Be huge if he gets hot like he can here, second half.
A ball and a strike. High popper, left side. Kennedy tracking it back fair now, and he makes the catch. That's the second out.
Your shortstop, number 8, Mason Parkland.
Bailey hasn't given up a run in his last 10 games. Now Jason Bartlett fouling it right back into the screen.
Bailey has good mound presence too. He's got that edge. He's got that closer's edge and closer's mentality. He wants the ball, get it on the mound, and get going. He's got that look like I know I have good stuff.
1 ball, 1 strike. To the track and make the catch to retire the side. We're through 8. 6-3 Oakland. J.P. Howell back out there on the hill. J.P. got credit for a full inning in the 8th, gave up a couple runs. And the pitch to Ellis is a strike. Kennedy will follow, and then Cabrera. J.P. to hold this club right here. Pitch comes back, but not enough apparently, and the count is 1-1.
Looking pitch right there by J.P.
Fly ball back into left. That's going to send Zobrist back to the track, and that will get out of here. A home run for Mark Ellis. That's his 3rd home run of the year, and that's going to make it 7-3. It's the Verizon Wireless play of the game for Oakland. On a 1-1 pitch, Ellis hits his 3rd home run of the season. The Verizon Wireless play of the game.
He went down and got it. What a momentum change in this game.
Yep. Adam Kennedy takes a pitch down, 1-0. Two balls, no strikes. Cut, a foul ball, 2-1. Rays have some action in their bullpen. 2-1 to Kennedy is down. It's Joe Nelson, the right-hander. David Price, the Rays lefty, he was available for action out of the bullpen if needed today. And that's a strike. Full count. Foul. We'll see another full count pitch. The A's have 13 hits today. Foul ball back. It's on the heels of 13 last night. They came into this series and remained 14th in the league in hitting.
Yeah, they had 244 team batting average coming in, and 29th overall in baseball.
3-2, fly ball center field. Upton makes the catch. So that's the first out here in the ninth. Cabrera due up, and Joe Madden trots out of the dugout. Heads to the mound. That's going to be it for J.P. Howell. So he works an inning and a third. We'll be back with the new pitcher for the Rays after this. One out, nobody on with Orlando Cabrera in the batter's box. Pitch is a strike. Cabrera singled home a run in the seventh inning. 1 for 4.
36th game for Joe Nelson here before the All-Star break. That's pretty much true of all the bullpen.
Yep.
And what we've talked about in the open, the starters have to get deeper in the second half. This bullpen's going to be out of gas by August.
Two strikes the count.
How about the job by Jeff Neiman? I mean, he's got a couple of complete games.
Yeah, he opened this series throwing that 6-hit shutout. Move his record to 8-4. The Rays rotation has received a lift from the rookie right-hander.
8 wins in the first half to go with it. And you can make an argument if he keeps going at that pace, he'd be American League Rookie of the Year. Definitely a candidate.
It's fouled out of play. There's the line on him for the shutout. He beat the Oakland Ball Club for his 8th win of the year.
It's been a real pleasant part of the first half for the Rays.
Fly ball left center field. Zobrist a long run, and he can't get there. Cabrera is on his way to second, and he has an extra base hit. The double, the 17th of the year for Cabrera.
You're used to seeing everything in left field run down by Carl Crawford. Ben runs well, but doesn't have Carl Crawford's speed. But he's doing everything he can to get there. Just couldn't quite get it, but just by about a foot or so.
Hairston taking a pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Hairston had an infield hit his first time. 14 hits for Oakland. Fly ball straight away center. DJ back there to make the catch. Cabrera's tagging. He'll go to third. So he'll be there with 2 outs. Holiday will bat. He's had a couple big hits today. He started the 4-run 7th with a double. Fouled under the screen. That's a strike.
Taking the wind out of the ballpark here the last couple of innings. Oakland offense, 7 runs in the last 2 2/3 innings.
Good jumping in. Side chased but out of the reach of Carlos Pena. Two outs. Cabrera is the runner at third. In time, retires the side. A run, 2 hits, and a man left. Bottom of the 9th coming. 7-3 Oakland.
to drop the puck on their Young Guns camp tomorrow. Number 2 overall pick, Victor Hedman in there. Steven Stamkos was there a little earlier, so the Lightning showing a little support for the Rays as they get ready for their upcoming season soon. Guys, back to you.
And we go into the bottom of the 9th inning. Gabe Gross will lead it off. Well, the Rays need a super bottom of the 9th here. A little downer here the last 2 or 3 innings. Then a little looper into center field, and out from shortstop goes Cabrera. And he'll make the catch. And that'll be the first out. Carl Crawford will pinch hit for Michel Hernandez. Well, Carl on the Rays bench today will pinch hit in the bottom of the 9th.
Fans get to see Carl on his bobblehead day.
Fastball is down.
Different dynamic when he's out of the lineup, out of that 2 spot, though. You're so used to him working a count for 4 or 5 at bats.
Strike, it's 1-1.
You could also see what the speed and the arm, even in left field, does. What a difference when he's out of there.
2-1. Bailey worked the 8th inning after Breslow walked Pena to start it. 2-2. Bailey this time last year was struggling at Double-A Midland. Fouled up the right side. He went, I think, 1-8 as a starting pitcher at Double-A last year with an earned run average of up around 6 as a starter, and then they moved him into the bullpen, and boy, he took to that.
He has. He's got that 94, 95 fastball, curveball, slider.
And a wave and a miss. Crawford is out on strikes. First strikeout for Bailey in this outing.
Little slide action right there, or cutter. Let's see, back door. Yeah, just a little cut to it.
Two outs, so the base is empty. BJ fouls the fastball straight back for a strike. Too low. 1-1. Down to their final out here in the 9th inning. The ground ball to second. There it is as Ellis goes to Garcia-Parra. And the Rays lose this series to the Oakland A's. Drop the season series to Oakland, finishing 4-6 against the Oakland A's. And they drop this one. It's a 7-3 final.